All right, I'm just double checking, but wrestling is still a sport, right? Still a sport. You have wrestlers you cheer for. You have teams you cheer for, right? Okay. All right, you're with me on that? All right, good. That's going to make the rest of this video a lot easier. So there's a lot of emotions, a lot of opinions swirling around in the wrestling atmosphere after the Pan Am Olympic Games qualifier. And I'm going to get into how I think kind of both sides are a little bit off in their perspectives. And if you don't know, I think this background information is going to be very helpful for you. So this is how you qualify your nation for the Olympic Games. In women's freestyle, we qualified a perfect 6 for 6. Had a great showing at the Olympic Games qualifier, so we're going to be fully represented there. Team USA men's freestyle had 2 weights still to qualify. And on the other side of the Pan Am Olympic Games qualifier, we still have those same 2 weights, 57 kilogram and 65 kilogram. We were not able to qualify those weights for the Olympic Games, so now we go to the last chance. And so you say, well, what happened? Why were we not able to qualify these weights? Well, at 57 kilograms, we lost to Darian Cruz. And you say, hold up, Darian, I know that guy. NCAA champion for Lehigh. He's from Pennsylvania, right? Wrestles at Lehigh, national champion, on and on and on. Yeah. Isn't his coach Kerry McCoy? American? Yeah. Well, he represents Puerto Rico now, okay? He made the switch. He used to try to make U.S. world teams. He made the switch, worked out. Darian Cruz is going to the Olympics. Okay, what happened at 65? Well, Austin Gomez beat us. Austin Gomez! Isn't he from Chicago? Yeah, he's from Chicago. Doesn't he wrestle in Michigan? Yes. Isn't he coached by Kevin Jackson, a U.S. Olympic legend? Yes. But he represents Mexico now. Used to represent USA, now Mexico. He made the switch. Worked out. So, when that happens, you start a whole nother conversation. This wasn't us losing to Cuba, right? This was us losing to American-born, trained, et cetera, et cetera. And out of that, there was emotion. There was a perspective that, hey, well, this isn't cool that these American wrestlers are preventing USA Wrestling from qualifying the weights. And at which point, the more learned on Twitter, the ones that probably wear smoking jackets and are very refined, those people, they had to set you straight, because you thought it was okay to root for America and USA Wrestling, but then you found out you have mental problems if you have a problem with this. And I'll get into that in a little bit, but I think if you back up just a little bit, you might find how that perspective, that take, is not as learned as they may think, right? Because what is sport? Sport is, I found out about the Olympics. 92 was the first one I have any, memory of. I was 7 years old, and you find out, okay, it's like this big international sporting competition, and it's nation against nation, country against country. Okay, cool. And from age 7 on, I've been pretty consistent that I wanted USA to do good. And I wasn't really cheering for the other teams because I didn't live there, and I wanted America to do the best. And I didn't think that was bad. But I'm finding out that might be bad now. That's not good. But I remember, you think about NBA, when LeBron James left the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were burning his jerseys. They were freaking out. They were so upset with LeBron. And now that wasn't the classiest, reaction to someone switching teams, but everyone understood the emotion, right? It's like, dude, you're from Akron. You're playing basketball in Cleveland, and you left us. You were not loyal. There's nothing wrong with that. No one said this should be illegal. LeBron James should never be allowed to leave. No one said that. They were mad they left their team. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it. He went to Miami. He's like, hey, I just want to go to Miami. I want to play with Dwayne Wade. I want to win. I want to have a better opportunity to win. Okay, no one said it was illegal, but people were upset, and that's okay. It's sports. You want to root for LeBron. You want to root for your home team, Cleveland Cavaliers. Without LeBron James, you're going to be worse. Okay? Which brings me back to my point I've been making for 5 or so years, which is I am consistent. I have rooted for Team USA at the Olympic Games since I was 7, and I haven't really got off that. I've been pretty consistent there. And similarly, when I saw, 5 or so years ago, when Stevan Micic, who won a junior bronze medal for USA, transferred to Serbia, I said, well, this isn't ideal. This is not good. This is a really, really good wrestler. And at the time I said, listen, all these transfers, they talked down to me like I was stupid and like I had no point or basis in fact that, hey, if we're losing some of our depth, that's not good. And they're like, well, it's never going to be anyone that's going to contend for our world teams. It's just other guys, and they can go and it's the more the merrier. I said, well, I guess, but, well, now look, 5 years later, who's the reigning 57 kilogram world champion? American Stevan Micic for Serbia. I'm not saying he did anything wrong. Love Stevan. But I'm saying it'd be nice to have that weight qualified, which it would be if Stevan represented USA. It'd be qualified. It'd be nice to have that world title back in America, but it's Serbia's. Okay. He doesn't live there. Not from there, But it's just fine. They're following the rules. But you can feel as an American a certain type of way about that. Like, man, I wish that was for us, right? And so all the people that, they use these words, American exceptionalism. It's like, is it really that? I don't think it's not that heavy. It's not that, it's sports. We want America to do well. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, man, it's not ideal that American coaches are coaching against us and preventing us from making the team, right? Or from qualifying for the games. I think that's a fair perspective to have, too. Now, flipping directions a little bit, I also, you look at, think about just wrestling in America and all the discussion we have about seeding. Right? We talk about it a ton. It's a fun thing to talk about as fans. And wrestlers want to get that best seed. Why do they want the best seed? Is it for the prestige of being the 1 seed? No. It's because if you get the 1 seed, you have the most favorable draw, the most favorable bracket to win an NCAA title, to win whatever title it is, right? Theoretically, if the bracket's seeded right, if you're the 1 seed, you have the least resistant path to make it to the finals and ultimately a title. And this is accepted, right? This is true. Okay, well, as you look at the lengths people go to achieve that seed and that advantage, right? What do people want to do as far as making a U.S. World Team? You want that bye to the Final X. You want that bye to the Olympic Trials Finals. Well, similarly, these athletes are taking advantage of an opportunity, right? Roman Bravo Young doesn't have to run the USA Gauntlet. Darian Cruz doesn't have to run the USA Gauntlet. Darian tried. He never made a trials final, right? And now he's going to the Olympics. So these wrestlers, Austin Gomez, Roman Bravo Young, Stevan Micic, they said, hey, I got this opportunity. It could get me a little closer to the end goal. And the end goal isn't just qualifying. It's a world and Olympic title. And so pragmatically, you understand why they're making these choices, right? And you don't fault them. You don't, I don't think they're to be maligned for their decision because look at it. They're getting the last laugh right now. I don't know if last laugh's the best example or best word choice, but it's working out, right? They're going, Stevan and Darian and Roman and Austin Gomez are going to the Olympics. Sebastian Rivera, would he have ever made a senior world team? I'm not sure. But he's going to the Olympic Games. And he took advantage. They took advantage of the opportunity. Nothing wrong with it. But there's also nothing wrong with wanting USA to be on top. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not some bigger global issue. Don't make it a bigger thing. It's sports. We have teams. Most people in America root for America at the Olympic Games. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't think we should shame these people or make them think like they're not worldly or learned or they don't wear smoking jackets. I don't think it's that serious. I think it's sports, and we should let people root for their teams. You know, I can't control the fact that my son roots for the Houston Astros when we are an Orioles family. I can't control that, right? I have to accept that he roots for the Houston Astros, and this is an Orioles family, and it doesn't matter. And I don't think I can control who I can't say, no, you are an Orioles fan. It's like, well, similarly, you can't tell people, Malik Amin, that they can't be cheering for America and feel a certain type of way when Americans aren't getting their best and they're losing to America. I think it's all fair. It's all above board. So, anyways, it's a crazy situation. And even though I've been talking about this potentially happening for years, and I feel, you know, validated, vindicated, whatever, because I was told this is not going to happen, it's happened quicker than I thought. I did not think this was going to happen. No one going into the Pan Am Olympic Games qualifier said, oh, this could be tough. We got to beat Darian Cruz. This could be tough. We got to beat Austin Gomez. We pinned Austin Gomez. Nick Lee pinned Austin Gomez at the World Championships. We were feeling fine about that. Zane Richards was 3-0 against Darian Cruz. We were feeling great about that. We just straight up underperformed those matches. We should be qualified. We were the odds-on favorite to qualify the weight, and we didn't get it done. And now it gets way, way tougher. Way, way tougher. And it's way less likely we will have all 6 weights at the Olympic Games because there's only one more opportunity. It's called the Last Chance Olympic Games Qualifier. And the amount of talent there at that tournament compared to what's at Pan Am's dwarfs the level of matches we're going to have to win at the Pan Am. So it's going to be tough. We're going to take our Olympic trials winners, health permitting, and they're going to go and try to qualify the weight. And so that's, you know, in 2021, the Olympic Games there, that was the first time USA men's freestyle didn't have all 6 weights represented. We didn't have 65 kilograms. And now we're looking at 2024 games, there could be 2 weights that we don't have qualified. Uphill battle, Team USA has the horses, they can get it done, but it's going to be tough. But don't shame people. Let them root for who they want to root for.